What's up guys, RB here. So today I'm going to be doing all the cars that have been free in UD history. Keep in mind, these cars are not obtainable anymore. You cannot still get them for free. But this is just the cars that have been free in the game. A lot of you have liked to see these videos, so I figured I'd just make an updated version because over Christmas and New Year's we've gotten a lot of free cars. Anyways, let's get into the video. Also, keep in mind, these are from oldest to newest. So first up is the Lotus Exch 360 Cup. This vehicle came out on September 21st of 2018 and then went off sale on September 28th of 2018. So this car has been out of the game for roughly 2 years, basically, a little more than 2 years. It's one of the best handling cars that's on the old chassis. It was quite common to see in Delancey Gorge when it first came out. Obviously now it's getting to be a bit rare to see because people don't really own this car anymore. All in all, it's a really nice car for just handling and stuff. Pretty fun to just whip around in, and it's definitely a nice car. Next up is the Thanos Car. Now this was also available with the Lotus Exch 360 Cup from September 21st to September 28th in 2018. So it's also somewhat rare to see. These wheels are not stock. These are the Rank 300 wheels. Figured I'd point that out really quick. Now this vehicle comes with this front bumper, which during the time it was out it was for sale. It could fling people. I'm not sure if that was just a bug or if they intended it to do that, but now it can no longer do it. It's got a raised suspension compared to the new F-150, obviously. The only really cool thing about this truck is the horn.
Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
And yes, that is the actual horn, which is just pretty cool. Nothing else really special about this. It's basically just an F-150 that's raised, has a weird horn, is purple, it cannot be painted, and has a front bumper thing. Next up is the Subaru Wrx Sti S209. Now this car is available from February 27th in 2019 for a week, I believe. Now really the only cool thing about this car is the really detailed brake lights, as you can see right there, which is not common to see in most cars, obviously. So whoever bought the model or made the model and then, bought it, really spent some time with the brake lights, which is cool, I guess. Now this is one of the rarest cars to see in UD because of the fact that obviously it's been out of the game now for, what is it now, a year, almost 2 years. So it's been out of the game for a while, and it's just not that exciting to see. Obviously it has an accent paint right there, that red stripe. So that's pretty cool about it. But yeah, this is one of the rarest cars to see because of the fact that there's just like no real point in driving. It doesn't have great handling. If they give this a new chassis, I guess it could maybe be a cool rally car, but at the moment it usually just sits in people's garages collecting dust because, I mean, it's basically just a normal car, not great performance or anything, but still was a free car, therefore it's on this list. On to the next one. Next up is the Dodge Demon. Now this car was added from October 21st, 2019 and was free for a week or 2 weeks or so. Now this car was, when it came out, ridiculously common to see, and it was for a few months after because of the fact that noobs used it to grind with because it's got a good top speed. The top speed is like 204 miles an hour, something along those lines. So for grinding as a noob, this was a really good car. To me, it's kind of a shame they added this as a free car because, well, I don't really care for the car in real life. I know a lot of people do, and it could have made for a really good cash car instead of just making it a one-off free car, but I mean, it is what it is. There's really not much to say on this. You still see him fairly often because a lot of people like the Demon. And yeah, overall it's a pretty cool car, but not my personal favorite. Also, I was wrong, it goes 208 miles an hour. Next up, the Redneck Popemobile, and probably one most of you guys are familiar with. Now this car was available in April 11th, 2020, so not even been in the game for a year, and was free for a week if I remember correctly. Again, rank 300 wheels on here for the memes. Now this car there's nothing that crazy about it. The horn doesn't exist because it got taken out after it got copyright struck, of course. You can sit in the office chair in the back, which is kind of cool, I guess. Other than that, it's basically just a normal truck. There's nothing that exciting about it other than the fact that it has that on the back of it. Also available on April 11th, 2020 for a week was the chicken car. Again, rank 300 wheels and the zebra skin to make the chicken look weird. This car is very slow and not that exciting. The only good part about it is the chicken feather head and the horn. Cannot beat the horn. This car has a really detailed interior though, which made people think maybe inside view was coming. Now I don't think it is now, obviously, since it's been like nearly a year since this car came out and nothing on that. But yeah, kind of a pointless car. Great horn though. On March 16th, 2020, this Dodge Viper was added into UD. I believe this is the 2nd gen. Pretty cool car. Obviously, you can still buy it now in the game for like 80,000 credits, which is why I'm not going to say much on it. Still pretty common to see, and pretty good car. Anyways, on to the next one. Next up is this beautiful car, and to be honest, I don't even know when this came out, and nor do I care to research it. It's really stupid. You can still buy it in the game. It was free for a week. It came out with this ugly skin, and yeah, there's nothing else to say about this. Next up is the Ghostbusters Ecto mobile, I believe is what it's called. This is based on an old hearse, obviously, which you can buy the standard version of this car in the game still. Now, this was free during the Halloween update for a week, and it has several different spooky, scary skeletons horns that you can play. But I'm not gonna play them because then I'll get copyright struck. But it's a cool vehicle, great for trolling and stuff like that. Next up is the float truck. This came out with the go-kart update, which I'm not entirely sure when that came out. It was not that long ago, maybe a month and a half ago or so. So obviously everybody, I'm pretty sure, watching this video knows about this truck. This truck was free for about a week, I think. And every single time you spawn it, there's going to be pretty much a different one of these floats. There's like 30 different options to get. It kind of bugs out the whole truck, but it's all fine. And yeah, it's just something funny to have. Next up is the classic sedan. This also came with the float truck. And now, maybe some of you are confused as to what this is. All the OGs will know, right? This was what used to be basically the Crown Victoria. So this is what all of us who used to play Ultimate Driving before the mesh update came out, this is what we all used. So this is like a super nostalgic car. It's obviously on the new chassis, so it feels way different, but it's just a really cool car to see back in UD, and I'm super glad TTP added it in. And there's really not too much to say on this car. It's just really awesome to just drive around. And now on to the cars that literally everybody will know from now, but maybe not in the future when this video's around. This is the vehicle from Christmas Vacation or some movie that I've seen like one time. And this came out on December 20th as part of the final 5 days of Christmas free cars. There's nothing really to this car. I guess it's pretty cool. You can drift around or whatever the heck. And yeah, on to the next one. For December 21st, we got this Lexus with the bow on top, just like what they use in the commercials. Again, absolutely nothing interesting about this car, just has a mesh bow on the top of it. Next up is the oldest UD car, I believe, to still be around. This model is from like 2012, 2011, back when UD was just a brand new game, pretty much. Ascended wheels again. And these didn't come with the car, obviously. This came out on the 22nd of Christmas, 23rd, one of those. And it's cool to just drive around. The reason it's drifty is because the original chassis from UD was also really drifty and hard to use. So I think that's why they did it, just to make it like the old one. It's really cool to see this model return to modern day UD. This is a car I thought TTP had completely forgotten about, but I guess not. And yeah, if you missed out on this one, well, that kind of sucks, because this is like the coolest car that came with the Christmas update stuff. Anyways, on to the next car. Next up, the ornament car. This was available on the 24th, and while looking kind of cool, I guess, it's absolutely terrible. The wheels bug out. It's kind of drifty, but not really. It's just not a good car because, well, I mean, it's an ornament, so I guess that kind of makes sense. It's just glitchy, basically. So this was available on the 24th, and there's not much else to say about it. And for the 25th day of Christmas, or Christmas itself, we got this, the Santa Sleigh. Now this has invisible tires and wheels, so if you put different wheels on tires on this, then it'll show, so I wouldn't really recommend doing that. It does, however, as you can see. Now this thing is easy to flip because, yeah, I guess it just is. No headlights on this thing. The horn is, you know, the same as usual, so it's kind of boring in that sense, but it's just cool that they added a sleigh, I guess. I don't know. It's really kind of pointless and isn't that great to drive, but I mean, it's fun to just bring out, and it'll be great to bring out when it's summertime for no apparent reason. And lastly, a car that they added on New Year's Eve is this Volkswagen Beetle Dune buggy sort of thing, Baja Bug. Now, it's a pretty nice vehicle overall, really good suspension, really just great for going in the Kensington Dunes or South Beach Dunes and stuff. And all in all, it's pretty cool. I wish they had the engine hanging out the back, but I mean, whatever. All in all, not much to say on this. I'm pretty sure everyone knows about this right now because it just came out. So anyways, that's going to do it for this video. If you learned something or just enjoyed the video or whatever, you can leave a like. I mean, subscribe if you want. We're getting close to 2,000, so it'd be cool if you did drop a sub. That's really it. This video might be outdated when you watch it. If you're watching this like 5 months after recording or something, keep in mind this was recorded January 2nd, 2020, so obviously there's a lot of time for this to get outdated. Honestly, I'm pretty surprised how many free cars we got, because, you know, for a long time we didn't get any between like 2018 and 2019. Anyways, Venom out.